Hey, what's good, y'all? What's good? Let me see. Everything's good to go. We up in here. Hey, what's good with y'all? I'm Thawahgabar for Black Authentic Truth. We live in full effect right now. There's been a lot of stuff going on, especially out here in Southern California. The fires, of course, I'm going to talk about that. There's a lot of other things I want to get into too. Like we always do. Always talk about other stuff, other issues. I got a host of videos I want to go into. I got about five, maybe six videos I want to go into. And yeah, man, these fires has been wild. It's still windy out here. Still windy. Santa Ana winds, uh, doing what it always does. But for some reason this year, it's just different. It's different. Santa Ana winds, everybody, in Southern California, you already know about the Santa Ana winds that come every year. And this is just different. The winds were harder. They're going longer. People are upset. People are questioning everything right now, especially with the fact that when it comes to fighting fires, they didn't have enough firemen. They didn't have no water. Water pressure is not working. That's another thing. That's a whole nother thing to get into as far as the where the criticism lies and who's everybody's pointing a finger at one another, who's responsible. The mayor of LA, the fire department, the people that own the water. But before I get into everything, let me just ask everybody, how are you doing on this Sunday afternoon? How's everybody's Sunday going? Now, I'm out here. I'm in the Inland Empire, so of course the Inland Empire has historically always had fires. Because it's a range of mountains, and that range of mountains stretches from here all the way uh, down into the ocean, basically where the fires are at right now. But it is it looks nice, but it is windy, a little chill in the air. But how is everybody? How everybody doing? I see I got Sister Baratha Nawa up in here. I got Bulls Fan 25 always rocking with me up in here. And that Gamer Honesty '06 always rocking with me up in here. So, man, it's cold too. It's cold. I hear you. Hey, shout out to everybody that's rocking. I shared this on Facebook. So shout out to anybody that might be viewing it from the Facebook page. It's good, a little windy. That's right. And then it's cold on the other side. It's freezing and snowing. I think they said in Virginia. It's cold and freezing in Texas. The weather is just, it's all over the place right now. The weather is all over the place right now. You know what I mean? But yeah, so I'm gonna hop into this first video with this brother that is trying to save his house. It's a brother trying to save his house. And of course, Pasadena, Altadena, especially Altadena, historically black city that was just totally destroyed by the fires, right? Totally destroyed. Bulls fan said it was 40 degrees today in Jersey. Wow. That's a heat wave. Wow. That's what's up. Yeah. So, these places, well, Altadena, historically black community, and I'll speak a bit about the history after we watch the video, right? So y'all just tap in, watch this with me, be patient. Let's let it do what it do. Now, this video doesn't have any sound from my understanding, but the brother is on the roof with a water hose trying to do the best he can do as far as, getting the water, wetting everything, trying to wet all around his house. All the houses around his house, they're they're burning. And so his house is the last house standing. The house on each side of his home is on fire. And so you see what people are up against. A lot of people, what they ended up doing was they evacuated, because this happens all the time where they evacuate and then they come back home. Well, this brother, along with one of his neighbors, is on the roof, doing what they can to prevent the embers from getting on his house. You know what I'm saying? So that is basically excuse me, that is basically what a lot of people ended up doing. There are some people that actually saved their homes. They were able to save their homes. And this is simply because the lack of firefighters, the lack of water. A lot of people didn't even have water pressure because everybody is using water at this time. And because everybody is using water in the system, the pumps are under stress. Like, I had posted a video yesterday talking about, it was a brother's talking about Los Angeles is next to the ocean. So why they don't have any water? And so it's not actually, I found out later, it's not actually because they don't have water, right? It's because the pumps have to pump the water to certain areas, and the pumps have to pump water, you know, uphill. So it's easy if the water is going downhill, but the pumps have to pump uphill. And then when you have a strain on a water system, you have all of these people using water at the same time, the fire department using hydrants. Then now there's no water pressure when you're turning on your water. And so people with pools and people with standing water, that really benefited them to be able to help them fight off, the embers and the little fires that would start around their homes. But they say like 99% of this stuff was preventable, people's houses burning down, if there was enough resources, which is, that's crazy. So that's something to think about, because these areas predominantly are surrounded by a lot of brush, a lot of trees, hills. And many people thought at the time, when you first, when I first saw it, I thought that, what, this is a, I'm not worried. Look at me, man. I'm not tripping off of no uh rich person losing their home. Like, what do I look like being sad for a celebrity losing their home? And they're not even at that home. They're at their third home. You know what I'm saying? But in reality, it hit places where there's a lot of Black people, a lot of brown people, a lot of working class, everyday working people that have homes that don't have insurance, and they're not going to be able to rebuild if no type of funding or resources come through. You know what I mean? And so, yes, it's a lot of rich people. You talk about Malibu, you talk about Pacific Palisades, PCH. Yeah, that area, yeah, those are millionaires. Whether they're celebrities or just regular people that you don't know, yeah, you live there, you're definitely a millionaire. We're talking about the starting average is a $4 million home. Yeah, but there's also other people, like regular Black people, that could not save their home, that are working class. And that's Altadena. Altadena is historically was a town that was, basically a place where Black people migrated from the South, after, you know, all of the stuff that Black people had to go through. Like, Black people migrated from the South to Chicago also. It's a brother in my school that his family, there's a famous picture. His family is one of those families that was photographed that had migrated from the South to Chicago. Well, that also happened here, where Altadena was an area free from the racism and the Jim Crow. And so Black people were able to build something in Altadena, own land, have their own homes. So a lot of these homes that burned down have been in these Black families for generations. So it's very hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. And like this brother right here that was fighting, he was on the roof. Now it looks like he's down on the, on the floor level with a water hose to save the home. That, a lot of people were not able to do that. So there are a lot of Black folks that are out of a home right now and don't know what they're going to do when it comes to these fires and the destruction that it has caused. And so that's just something to think about, y'all. I want to bring that out. I wanted to talk about it because, you know, the stigma is that it's all people that's doing good. That's not the truth. It's not just, rich people. It's not just celebrities. It's regular middle class people. Now, the people of Altadena, they have what you call the black middle class from that was during the time of the 60s, but that was established when everybody moved there and were able to buy land and able to live free from racism. And it's one of the oldest historic places where it's just black people at, and it's been just burnt to the ground, totally burnt to the ground. So yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot to think about, but there's a lot of history that was destroyed when this fire swept through places like Altadena, the Eaton fire. Now, when it comes to, the celebrities, Paris Hilton, and even the no-name people that you don't know that are multimillionaires, they live in those other places that stretch all the way to the beach, to PCH. They'll be able to bounce back. Trust and believe. They'll bounce back. I don't worry about them, but my mind and my prayers is with the brothers and sisters that lost everything in this fire. And, they don't know where they're going to go. Insurance companies, bailed out months ago. And they're saying these things are not insured. These homes are not insured. So it's like, man, that's a raw deal right there. That's a rough deal. That's rough. You know what I'm saying? That's rough. And yeah, we understand there's a lot of people going through a lot of things everywhere. We understand that, but we can recognize that's a rough deal right there. Another thing that I brought out in that video that I did not too long ago is this. While everybody is pointing the finger of who to blame, they're trying to find somebody to blame. Of course, people are angry. People have this, as people just in general, American people, you have this thing in your head that things are supposed to go a certain kind of way. We got fire departments, we got fire stations. We're a civilization. When there's a fire, we should be able to put that fire out. And if we don't put that fire out, what is the problem? And people are looking at the mayor, people are looking at firefighters, people are looking at all of these reasons of why this happened, other than understanding that it's the Lord. Other than that, like everybody is focused on all of these other reasons, but what if I told you that the Lord is doing it? What if I told you, good and bad, the Lord is doing it? Light and darkness, the Most High is doing it. Would you believe me? Would you even question it? Because I know a lot of people don't even believe in God. They don't believe in the Most High. You know what I'm saying? Until they're in a funeral parlor. Yeah, then you believe in God. Yeah, everybody do then. Then you're thoughtful of your life and how blessed you are that you're still alive, and the possibilities and all of these things. But what if I told you that these things are happening, whether it be tornadoes, whether it be earthquakes, whether it be fires? I just seen today a video where there was a fire tornado. They was recording it from a helicopter, and it was literally a tornado, but it was fire. And I've never seen nothing like that with my naked eye, and I've heard of it. I've seen tornadoes on video. I've seen that too. Never seen one that was made out of fire, right? But getting back to what I'm saying, everybody wants to point their finger, and we think so small of these disasters, or you want to call them natural disasters, or however it started, whether it's a person, whether it's a homeless person, making a fire to stay warm at night. Speaking of that, this was two nights ago. I came out of this building, and there's a parking lot where, there are some homeless people, right? And there was a homeless person with a fire. behind the trash can. And I said, now, if this was where the fires are at, people would have probably came out and probably tried to beat them to death, claiming that they're trying to start a fire. But my point is that human error is the reason why a lot of fires start also. Uh, Cigarette butts, people lighting fires, not putting them out, homeless people cooking, making a fire and not putting it out. There's a lot of different reasons why a fire could start. And there's a lot of different things where you can point at, well, this is the reason why this fire got so big. They took away funding from the firefighters. They put funding here and they didn't put, they didn't get more fire trucks. The water is not working. The system is broken. There's a lot of reasons people can point out. But at the end of the day, the Most High done did it all. While people are praying to the Most High to stop this fire or stop a tsunami, the Most High is the one that is bringing it. This is a warning to people. A lot of people, like COVID was a warning. This is a warning. A lot of people just, you live in the moment, you live your life, you're not thinking like it could happen on a far bigger scale. Like those fires ain't, you can say that's natural, right? But what about like war? What about like missiles and bombs landing on this place? Y'all don't even think like that. Y'all think y'all gonna be able to, come online and scroll your phone and talk this mess and talk that and give your thesis on this and it's just gonna go on and on. No, there's gonna be an end to all of this stuff. It's gonna be an end to everything. You know what I mean? And you want to be prepared for it. You want to have your mind set. You want to have your supplies in your home. Like right now, I know a lot of people wish they would have had, taken more stuff or been prepared for this, but there was no warning for this. People left their homes thinking like, okay, I'm gonna come back. People left their homes in their pajamas. People just left. They said, well, this is normal. We'll be back. But what if you won't be back? You know what I'm saying? When we talk about what's going on in the world, like, man, if a world war breaks off, I think Americans will be the people out of all people that are put in the worst position, because we live in an illusion. We live in a material world that is on a 2D screen. We live in a TV world, and we live in the world of social media, where it's not really real life, but you get to see glimpses of what real life is. But real life is real. War is real when you're really in it. You know what I'm saying? And this fire right here, how it just destroyed everything, is similar to how a bomb could just destroy everything. It's similar to how a tsunami can just destroy everything. It's similar to Hurricane Katrina, how everything was just destroyed, people displaced, and they never came. A lot of people from Louisiana, they live out here in California now. A lot of people, they never returned. Those homes was never rebuilt. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, y'all. What y'all think? What y'all think? Excuse me. What you think? Maybe I'm just thinking too much. Maybe I'm just thinking too deep. I don't think so. I think I'm on point. What's up with you, young man Kev, Princess Nakaf, Black Dazzle, Kalmaz Bob, Bulls fan up in here? I shouted you out. Man, shout out to all y'all. These is my main ones right here. These is day ones right here. Those people, all these people that's in the comment section, they day ones. I can tell you without a shadow of doubt, they rock with me. You know what I'm saying? They support Black Authentic Truth. They stand behind Black Authentic Truth, and you know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. Karl Mosbach said, oh, Salaki, My bad. Gamer honesty. I'm with you, bro. You are on point with it. Listen, sis. I know. I know. Kalma said, I think the white man is the devil. The Bible says. You know? So let me get to this next one. You know what? There is a video. I'll get that another time. But it's Mexican brothers. They out there in the fields right now during the fire, during the wind, during the Santa Ana winds. Black Dazzle said, I agree. No one believes in God until something happens. Then they want to pray. Right. Then they want to pray. Then they want to, sweet Jesus, Lord, plead the blood of Jesus. Young man Kev said, if I may, they will help them rebuild. Right. It's like, the thing is, like, we don't see how we are used in this place. Like, they use us in this place. Like, they know how to, work the system. And when I say they, I'm not talking about black and brown people. But the same people that was being demonized, now they done sent over firefighters to help fight, Mexican firefighters to help fight for free. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't agree with. They should be getting paid. And they're still in the fields. They're in the fields, wind blowing. Let me get the video, man. Let me stop talking. Let me get the video. I don't want to talk about it no more. Where's that video? Excuse me. Now, I don't know what they out there picking. It looked like it could be strawberries. But what I was saying is, like, these are the people they saying, go back to your country. We're going to get ice on you. Meanwhile, they're out there working through the Santa Ana winds. We're talking about 80 to 100-mile winds while the fire is going on. And this ain't getting no news airplay. Ain't nobody talking about it. But I'm gonna talk about it. Thawahgabar, he's gonna talk about it. You know me. I'm gonna bring out the real. Let me see. The brother said, with these disasters can lead up to the mark of the beast as a solution to the end the crisis. Kalmaz Bob said Mexico sent help while America KKK sent ICE to deport Mexicans. Young man Kev said the National Guard were brought here for us thinking the National Guard were brought here for us thinking we were going to loot their homes. Right. There's a video right now. Well, it's a video where it's a black family being interviewed. A black family is being interviewed in front of their home. I'm guessing. And there's a brother in the background coming out the home. Now there's a picture of the brother with a whole bunch of stuff on his back, in a sheet. Then there's a video of him walking out. Well, guess what people did? And I'm going to assume it was MAGA. They said that this black man was a looter. Turns out the black man was in his own home getting his own belongings while he could. And they're just itching. They're itching to say, look at these black people. Look at them. Look at them looting everything. Look at them stealing. Look at them. Because there has been people doing that. I think they said like they arrested probably like 20 people that they caught like, in the area and all they had was stuff to, that you would break into something with. They didn't really have no proof to show that they were from the neighborhood. I understand that. I understand that in any situation, you're going to have people that take advantage of other people when they're in distress. Case in point, Case in point, the European settlers, when Andrew Jackson came with the Indian Removal Act and removed the Cherokee and the Chickasaw because of they found gold on their land to Oklahoma, the people were not even out of their homes or fully gone before white settlers were going into the homes, taking what they could take. Hey, that's a history lesson for you. But I understand that people in general will take advantage of other people when they're in distress. You know, I guess people found out that crystals and sage couldn't save couldn't save their homes, right? Couldn't save their homes from them fire. Listen, that crystal and sage ain't going to save you. Christianity didn't save, because there's a lot of churches that burnt down too. And if that's supposed to be hallowed ground, then why did it burn to the ground? Let me see. Kyle Miles said, them same black men was also helping other people get their things out of their homes and was accused of looting. Listen, you can't win for losing as a black man. Wow, they caught somebody looting dressed as a fireman. So they spent money. They invested in their theft. They was like, I want to look like a professional thief, so I'm gonna fool them all. I'm gonna get a fireman outfit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get me a police officer outfit so I can be looked at as though I'm supposed to be there. Meanwhile, I'm just stealing and looting homes. Now that's some crazy work right there. That's diabolical. But that just shows you the times we live in, where people are hungry, people are thirsty. And when I say hungry and thirsty, I'm saying that they're desperate. They're desperate, you know, to get a quick come up, because we live in this microwave society, that instant gratitude, you know what I mean? And instant gratitude, the instant gratitude to a lot of people is just robbing you, knocking you upside the head and snatching your purse. That's instant gratitude to a lot of people. You know what I mean? Yeah, yeah, that was a Halloween costume, right? He said he put it. They must have noticed, because they looked at Ranky Dank. They must have noticed something wasn't adding up. The outfit didn't have enough pockets. The material looked a little, the material looked a little cheap, right, Bulls fan? That's instant gratification. Instant gratification. You want it right now. You don't want to go through the ringer. You don't want to work for it. You don't want to try, you don't want to put your head down and just work hard. It was like, I ain't got time for this. I know an easier way to do it. I'm just going to scare the hell out of this old man. He's going to give me everything in his pocket, or I'm a blue collar. I'm going to put on a fireman suit, and I'm finna come up. I'm finna go in all of these houses. And you ever think about that? Like, imagine somebody like that. You're acting like a fireman. You go into a house that's burning, and then the roof collapses on you. You big dummy. You big dummy. You know what I'm saying? And that'll be like, basically like, you reap what you sow. Oh, yeah. That would be fun. But you know what? I wouldn't put it past them. But it would be fun. It would be a surprise if they did that same scam. But I wouldn't put it past them, because we know by admission of firefighters from the 60s that they wouldn't even go and help black people when they heard their screams. They would pretend they didn't hear the scream. So I said in that video, I said, man, you in an emergency, it's just you and the Most High. You got to hope the Lord is with you, because, and when I say that, I'm not just saying you by yourself. I'm just saying you don't know the person that's coming to help you. What is their outlook towards you? Are they really going to save you? Or are they going to pretend that they don't hear you and just walk and just go through the house and come out the other side? You know what I mean? Yeah, but getting back to this real quick, you see these brothers. Let me just play the video. It's real short. You see the brown brothers, the Mexican brothers, they out there. When all of this chaos is going on, they are still doing what they came to America to do. Unlike the thing that they're always blamed for being this, being criminals, being that, they're showing you they just want to feed their families. Even through a natural disaster, they're still willing to be out there and try to grind it out and get some money to be able to feed and take care of their families. Shout out to those brothers. Shout out to y'all. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people would not do that. They'd be like, nah, I'm cool. I'm cool. You know what? I'm out of here. This job can kiss my, you know what? So yeah, let me drop that. Well, I don't have to drop it. I'm just now I'm finna go to this next video. Let me get it in.
Of Goliad County. It was a
Rewind it.
This is the famous hanging tree of Goliad County. It was a site of extrajudicial executions. In other words, this is where they lynched Mexicans.
How many Mexicans were there?
Some say 80, 90, 100, but we really don't even know. And of course, on the other side of there is the famous whipping post, where they would tie Mexicans and other people, blacks, and whip them for transgressions against the social order. Over there, we have a tree where it is said that they hung the blacks because, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. Even, in Texas, we had standards. You can't lynch a black person from the same tree that you lynch a brown person. It just ain't fitting. It ain't fitting. It just ain't fitting. This is the kind of crazy racism that fueled all this. And why? It was economics. And it was also the fact that they wanted our land. In fact, they came here to take our land, and they were very successful. It's a tourist thing now here. Everything's named Hanging Tree around here. But, when you really think about it, it should give you the creeps.
The events that took place here in Goliad weren't unique. Over the next 70 years, there were 871 documented lynchings of Mexican Americans in 14 Western states.
Oh my goodness. So you mean Mexicans was lynched too? I thought it was just all black people. The funny thing is about that is like, black people, we have went through, I would say the worst of it all, as far as, the transatlantic slave trade and then the Jim Crow and that. And it was just like, it was out in the open. It was like, they made postcards and they took photographs. You can just type in Jim Crow, type in lynchings, type in slavery on Google, and it is playing for you to see our history. It's documented in photographs. They was taking pictures. They was taking pictures of crowds enjoying executing. I wouldn't call it executing. I would call it murdering, our people. It was a pastime. It was something that was just normal, just perfectly normal. But the history you don't hear about is this, about it happening to Mexicans too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't know before what really started the transatlantic slave trade is the Spanish conquistadors taking Mayans and Arawak and Taino Indians back to Spain into slavery. That's something a lot of people don't know about. A lot of people don't know about the Mexican wars, where when the Mexicans would lose, they would take them and put them on plantations in places like Veracruz, rice plantations, sugar cane and rice plantations. And so the reason I'm bringing this out is that you see there is a there's a connection there in how we all have been treated. It can't be denied. You know what I mean? It can't be denied. Even now, when I talk about, Altadena, also Pasadena, it's black and brown. And these are the communities that, of course, have been hit, as well as rich communities with this fire. But, at the end of the day, as far as insurance companies and people honoring things, those black and brown people are going to get the bad end of the stick, the worst end of the stick when it comes to any type of help or funding in rebuilding their homes. Now, you know, when it comes to the insurance adjusters, they probably won't even go out and look at the home if you live in Pacific Palisades or you live in Malibu or something like that. They'd be like, yeah, it's approved. But my point is that we all have, you know, a common thing that connects us. And it's a thing that maybe we don't want to look at because it is ugly. And so we look at one another and we point the finger at one another. Because I've had my fair share of seeing Mexican people racist towards Black people and Black people racist towards Mexican people. And the thing is, the common denominator is the racism that we both received from our oppressor. As you see in this clip, they had a hanging tree, and listen, they were so sophisticated in lynching that they said, no, this tree is for the Mexicans, we're gonna hang them on that one, and this tree is for Black people, we're gonna hang them on this one. And now the area is, you know, named after hanging. It's like a tourist destination. Ain't that something, y'all? That's crazy. It's diabolical. Right, Kerry, right? Pickaninny. They used to call Black people pickaninnies. Pick a nick. Go pick a Nigger. And you know, somebody had, you know, this is normal. I don't want to sidebar, but when it comes to that word, nigga, and you know, the word they used was nigger as far as like when it came to racism, like white people use towards Black people. Many of our people are, I guess we feel so sophisticated that we feel like the word, when Black people use the word nigga, it's not good because it casts us in a negative light. It puts our people back. I've heard this. I'm sure y'all heard this. It puts our people back 30, 40 years. You know, it's not good for us to say that word. And to a certain extent, I may understand, but you know, once I learned the etymology of a word, where does that word even come from? Where does the word Negro even come from? You know what I'm saying? And when you go to the Latin, the ancient Latin, it just meant Black. Now in the Bible, in Acts 13:1, it uses the word, the apostle was called Niger. It's one G, but it would have been pronounced in the Greek. It would have been pronounced, and this is for educational purposes, it would have been pronounced nigger. Niger, Negro, they all meant Black. The connotation that was put on these words during slavery by white people, it still sticks. And so we have this thing where any association with the sound and with the word, it goes back to what they called us. But the word existed before slavery ever happened. The word goes back to ancient Rome. You know what I'm saying? For Black people. And it wasn't a derogatory term. You know, but what white people in America, white settlers made it, you know, put that negative connotation on it. And of course, we don't call each other that. But when they say when they say that word and they say, well, y'all call each other that all the time, I'm like, how do y'all hear the same thing? We're not even saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? We're not even saying the same thing, but that be their justification if they were to say it, or they say, why can't white people say it? Because you already know what'll happen if a white person say it around a Black person. It's a wrap. We know it's a wrap. But that's just something I want to tap into because, you know, I know sometimes Black people, you know, not in a bad way, but we're ignorant to a lot of things, and not in a way of like, I'm not saying that to put Black people down. I'm just saying we be ignorant of a lot of things, and we just need to, you know, understand that everything has an origin. And once you learn the origin of certain things, then you can better understand where other Black people are coming from if they don't have the same viewpoint as you on that particular word. All right. So let me just, where was I at? You know what? I'm gonna move on. I think I said what I need to say about this hanging tree, in the fact that black and brown people were oppressed together. They were oppressed together. You know what I'm saying? So this one is a little more lighter. It's some seriousness in it, but it's kind of funny too. And it happened a few years ago. All right. Remove this.
From the moment Mark Char was wheeled into court today, what was supposed to be a routine sentencing hearing quickly went off the rails.
The reason why I'm like this is because I prepared myself to play my part in your kangaroo court, treating me like a black man, so today I'm going to be a black man.
Char was convicted of stabbing 3 people in a violent road rage attack that nearly killed one of them on the H1 in 2016, but at sentencing, blaming the victims of the attack, saying he acted in self-defense and trying to explain his reason for wearing blackface.
This kangaroo court is giving me a life sentence for me trying to protect and defend myself against the attack from 3 guys. In essence, treating me like a black man.
I'm sorry, man. This shit is funny. It's funny. Now, before I get into it, this man is a Hawaiian man, right? And so on his case, I guess he was, he got into it with 3 people, fighting 3 people. He pulls out a knife. I think he stabbed every one of them. No one died though, but they did give him like a life sentence with the possibility of parole. But just to hear him say like how he's saying it, treated me like a black man. I'm gonna play it one more time and then I'm gonna get into it. Now look, when he rolls into the courtroom, he got the fist up like damn near like Black Power. Look at this.
From the moment Mark Char was wheeled into court today, what was supposed to be a routine sentencing hearing quickly went off the rails.
The reason why I'm like this is because I prepared myself to play my part in your kangaroo court, treating me like a black man, so
he said, I prepared myself for this in your kangaroo court. Y'all know what a kangaroo court is? Y'all know what a kangaroo court is? A kangaroo court is what black people had to go through. Kangaroo court is like, you know what? We ain't waiting for nobody. We find you guilty. Let's hang you. We're going to hang you. We're going to hang this Nick. We don't got no proof. The woman said you bumped into her. She said that you came onto her. You tried to touch her. We about to hang you. That's a kangaroo court. Then later on, they find out that she was lying the whole time. Let me read it. I'm sorry. Let me keep going.
today I'm going to be a black man.
So I'm gonna be a black man.
Char was convicted of stabbing 3 people in a violent road rage attack that nearly killed one of them on the H1 in 2016, but at sentencing, blaming the victims of the attack, saying he acted in self-defense and trying to explain his reason for wearing blackface.
This kangaroo court is giving me a life sentence for me trying to protect and defend myself against the attack from 3 guys. In essence, treating me like a black man.
So it's like it's like this. Let me 1 second. Let me switch this. It's like it's almost like saying like, I can't believe that you're going to treat me like black people. How dare you treat me like a black man? Since you're going to want to treat me like a black man, I'm gonna paint my face like a black man. Since you want to treat me like that, and it's kind of like, you know, how can I say, like, if he was to say, now he got found guilty, right? But if he was to come in here and say, I'm a black man, that's a alternative lifestyle, I'm a black man that thinks he's a woman, he probably would have had a chance. another thing about this that's really funny is that his last name is Char. And he's came in here looking charred, came in here looking like a black, he came in here with he don't look like a black man. He looked like he'd been working in a damn coal mine. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, more seriously is this. It's like, they know, y'all. They know, like the fact he's saying, treat me like a black man. So you got all of these people that know how black people are treated unfairly, see how black people are treated unfairly, and they probably say to themselves, like, shit, could never be me. I'll never be in that situation. You know what I'm saying? Like they see the unfairness in how black people are treated. This shows you right here that he knows, even though I'm not saying he's a good person or a bad person. I'm just saying he can see in his time, because he looks like he's about 50 years old. He looks like in his lifetime, it's like he has seen different cases, different things happening, different experiences with black people, and seeing how they was treated unfairly. You know what I'm saying? For him to even have the audacity to do that, which is crazy. That's crazy work for him to have that audacity. You know what? It makes me think of that time. I don't know if y'all remember that video. I covered it where the two police officers encountered a man. The man came out of his home. He had a knife, and he's walking towards them, and they're backing up. And he's telling them, shoot me. You know what I'm saying? Why you won't shoot me? And they're constantly just put it on the ground. Blah, blah, blah. You know, they're not doing anything. They're backing up, which is unusual. But at the end of it, he says, why you won't shoot me? Why? Because I'm not black enough? He said, I'm not black enough. He literally said that. So the point is that these people know the treatment that black people get from the judicial system and from law enforcement. They seen it. They recognize it. They say in their mind, that's messed up. That's effed up. That's unfair. But also in their mind, they believe they are above us anyway, and it will never happen to them, and they will never be in a position like that. You know what I'm saying? Am I making any sense? Like, man, they understand what they see when it comes to us. They just don't understand when they're put in the same position as us. They don't understand it. So he didn't say, you know what? Since they treat me like a nigga, I'm finna come up in there just like that. And he thinking he's shaming the court. He think when he come up in there, he's shaming the court, but really he just comes off like, you gonna treat me like that? You gonna treat me like a black man? Man, you out of your mind. All right, man, F it. Since you're gonna treat me like a black man, I might as well look like one. He failed miserably with the point he was trying to make. Yeah, because they gave him life with parole, of course, but that's just, this is in the psyche of a lot of people. They'll never admit it until they're put in a tight squeeze, a tight situation, or they're going through a mental breakdown like that one guy was, I suppose he was going through. He was an ex-military, walking the police down with a knife in the snow. And he said, he's asking them to shoot him. And he said, what, I'm not black enough? I'm not black enough? Like, he's used to seeing black people get shot for less than what he's doing. He's walking towards them with the knife, and they're backing up. That don't never happen with black people, ever. You know what I'm saying? So he's like, I'm not black enough. Now, what's your thoughts? He said, that's why he got life. Right. He got life. Yeah, so Man, I wanted to bring that out. I thought it was funny, but I seen something in that story, whereas I understood, like, although this is hilarious, at the same time, there's something to be seen in this thing. There's something that is, that's standing out. And it's the fact that people feel like, man, I'm above them. Why would you treat me like a black person? Just freaking out. Like, why would you treat me like this? That's how they're supposed to get treated, not me. You know what I'm saying? Let me move on. I'm about to move on to this next video. We got 2 more videos and I'm up out of here, y'all. All right. Appreciate y'all for rocking with me, staying in the live. I know I don't be going live that much, but I'm gonna try to go live, on a more consistent basis, so we can get that, Black Authentic Truth rocking and rolling. I just be feeling like this, although I put out a lot of content, it's still like the channel is shadow banned to a certain extent. So it's almost like um the way it works is like when it wants to, it'll open the door for more people to see your channel. And then it'll close the door. I can't really explain it, but I know people that have similar platforms. They probably understand what I'm saying. Like, it's like a door open, and then one day you get all of these follows, you get a whole bunch of people like they never seen your content before. Then the next day it's like nothing. Well, the next couple of months it's like nothing. You know what I mean? But that ain't gonna stop nothing. That ain't gonna stop the platform. That it ain't gonna stop the growth. None of that. We're gonna go until the sun burn out. Sister said, shows that they know that we deserve reparation, but we're not agreed to it. Right. That's true. That's true. They know that. They know that they see it, anybody, like, if these people can look at movies and see people go through hardships and see things happen in these movies and cry and shed tears and feel compassion for that, then why they don't feel it for Black people? That's something that's something people should think about. They are able to feel compassion on imaginary people in movies, but they won't feel it for Black people in real life. If you so with gossip and yes, like that. So if I was filled with gossip and negativity, you would have, thank you. The sister said, my first time seeing him, crazy. Yeah, if I was, talking about, when I catch that nigga, I'm letting y'all know right now, stream, when I catch him it's on site. If I was talking some BS, you know what I mean? If I was talking I'm gonna hurt my brother, I'm gonna do something, and like you said, some drama, the views would go up. Or maybe if I had some half naked women in here with me, you know what I'm saying, the views would go up. You know what I'm saying? But we're gonna keep it solid, we're gonna keep it authentic, and we're gonna keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Kev said, if I may, they want to be us, whether it's good or bad, for their agenda. Yeah. No, hey, isn't that crazy? They want to be us whether it's good or bad. He said, I'm gonna just use the Black man. Look, I know he said in that cell, like, I'm finna prove a point to them when I go in that courthouse. They don't know. They don't know what I got up my sleeve. I'm gonna shock everybody with this one. And then they'll know. Then they'll know. You know what I'm saying? But he failed miserably on that one. He failed miserably on that. Excuse me. Let's see. Now, this one is a video that maybe some people have seen with this young lady that is pregnant. So let's get down.
Praise the Lord, saints.
Stand right in front of the congregation. Yeah, right in front of it. Don't touch that table.
I want to apologize to everybody in here because I am pregnant. I'm sorry, y'all. And I just hope that y'all all forgive me and keep on praying for me.
Now, let me just because this video is kind of small, but the sister, I'm guessing that she's a part of the congregation, and it's probably one of those situations where they done seen her grow up, because in the video it looks like it's a lot of big hats, a lot of, you know, gray heads, a lot of older folks that done seen this girl grow up in the church, and now she's pregnant. So she gets up and apologizes for being pregnant. She kind of breaks down, cries, says she's sorry, and she hopes that they can forgive her. And they clap. Now I want you to listen to what the pastor says while he gets up.
They say, I assume she you repent. Then you never wait later to repent. If you sin, you don't wait no 2, 3. You don't wait till the baby come to repent. You repent now. You just don't do it again. But you got to repent. I don't care how you look at it. You already know. You already know what time it is. I told her, it's not what you think it is.
He said she already know what time it is. I told her it's not what you think it is.
But the church praying for you. We ain't gonna condone your sin now. We ain't gonna do that. Ain't no baby showers going on. That's what you lose out at. You have a baby out of wedlock, ain't no baby showers.
He said ain't no baby showers going on. That's what you lose out on when you have a baby out of wedlock. Ain't no baby showers.
Nobody at this church about to attend one.
He said, but nobody at the church attend one. Like go to a baby shower. Go to her baby shower.
Mama shouldn't have one neither. You got to take care of your granddaughter. You can't condone sin.
Said the mama shouldn't have one either. Take care of your granddaughter, but you can't condone sin. These Christians are wild. Let me just keep going. It's almost over.
You don't have no private baby shower. You can't have no baby shower. You lose all the pride and glory. You lose all that. You just lose all that. Thank God that God didn't take you out of here.
Man, it's so much to like break down in this. It's so much to break down. Right, Kev. All of the big hats got pregnant at 13 and 14. It's so much to break down in this video. It's just really evil, right? That this man of God would say, because she had a child and she's not married, she's pregnant, she's not married, she doesn't deserve to have a baby shower. Excuse me. She doesn't deserve it. And her mom should not give her one either. And bet nobody attend one in that church. Like a baby shower is for a new mother to, you know, to get some things and get prepared to have a baby. I don't know nowhere in the scriptures where it says any Anything close to that madness, that's some BS, what he said. And it's so evil also. And she shouldn't have to stand before nobody and apologize for nothing. You understand? It happened. I'm sure that's how he was conceived. And I'm sure that's how many people in that church was conceived, where people were not planned or, married when they got pregnant. She basically is in a Virgin Mary position where Mary, well, Joseph wanted to put his wife away because they hadn't had a ceremony and nothing like that. It wasn't even official, but she was pregnant. And so they didn't want nobody to know. I know a lot of them big hats probably think that God came in and impregnated a woman, but no, she got pregnant like most black women get pregnant. The same way. You know what I'm saying? Some black women have gotten married first, you know what I mean? But to shame that girl like that is crazy. And then he said, "You lucky you didn't get took out." Like, took out from what? Like he said, you're lucky that you didn't get took out. You lose all the praise and glory. You don't need no baby shower. What the hell are y'all talking about in them churches, man? Churches is crazy. They got black people crazy, man. That's crazy to even say something like that. And everybody up in there talking about, yeah, well, okay, pastor. Like, our people are so lost. We're so lost, man. We're so damn lost. You sitting up in there, nothing he said could he produce a Bible scripture that backs up what he said. But it's black people in there that listen to him and think that he's a man of God and he's saying all of the right things in that situation. It's nothing wrong with her having a baby shower. Nothing at all. She don't get a baby shower because you mad at her. Because that's really what it is. The old folks be, they probably mad at the girl because it's not perfect. Tell me what black people who life is perfect or were born perfect. If we was born, if that's the case, then we all, you know what I'm saying? We all on the same page. Ain't nobody, let me see. Rich John, what you mean all religions do the same thing? Gamer said, and her mother probably made her get up there and apologize. Right. He did not want the people to stone her. Carrie White, he didn't want her to stone her for what? Yeah, most church folk co-sign what the pastor said, and all Christians don't know the Bible. They do not know the Bible. All they doing is repeating Christian dogma and theology. They don't know the Bible to break it down and tell you what is actually going on. These stories were handed to black pastors on plantation. Excuse me. Literally, black pastors are literally talking the same old jive turkey gibberish that they was talking on the plantation. If a black church was where the Most High is at, then why in every black church there's a black community that is destroyed around it? You want to know why? Because the men in those churches are not teaching the people what they should know. They're teaching them, you know what they're telling them? Do whatever you want to do. Just come and pay your tithes. Just come and pay your tithes. You can be whatever you want to be. LGBTQ, be that. You want to be whatever you want to do in the dark, go ahead and do it. But when you come in here, be ready to do your praise dance, be ready to sing, be ready to pay your tithes, and you'll be good with the Most High. So that's the message of the Christian church. It's prosperity gospel. Carrie White, you said for they wanted to stone her for getting pregnant. She wouldn't have been stoned because you didn't get stoned in the Bible for being pregnant. In the Bible, having sex is marriage. You get stoned, you would have got stoned in the Bible for being a whore, for sleeping around with all kind of people. That would have been a reason for stoning, not for not having a marriage, being pregnant before you have a marriage ceremony. But yeah, that's crazy, y'all. I mean, it's a sad deal. Hopefully, she has help. She can still get the help because saying that she can't have a baby shower, man, a baby shower really helps people out. You got people bringing all type of gifts, all type of things you might need, outfits, diapers, like the list goes on. And depending on like the person or how many family members or friends you got, that could really set you up for like what, the first year, at least like the first year of, to where you don't really have to spend too much money. He's like, nah, you don't deserve that, man. That's so evil. That's evil, man. That's evil. So let me drop that. Let me get this next video.
Now, everybody Black, we have to create our own Black privilege. We have to. It's non-negotiable. What does that look like? I was on a plane sitting first class. There was a little girl walked by me. She had a backpack on. She was so adorable, and she just kept staring at me. And I said, "You are so pretty." And she goes, right, she looked away. I said, "No, you are so pretty." And then I heard her ask her mom, like, about me sitting up front, right? What that means. Her mom said, "Oh, that's first class." And she said, "Mommy, why we can't sit here?" So they're having this quiet conversation.
Right.
They get in their seat. I told the stewardess, "Go get that little girl." She said, "Which one?" The little girl that walked by me. She went and got the little girl. I said, "Listen, you have my seat if the mom's okay with it." The mom was like, "Absolutely." So I said, "She has my seat. Whatever she wants, order it." But my point is, I created Black privilege with that. We have to start to create that. White people only have white privilege because they privilege their people. We have to start seeing our Black people and privilege them. Yeah. We have to do that. That is something I'm calling out every Black person to do. If you got a penny or if you got $1 million, figure out once a day what Black person you can privilege. I don't care if it's your neighbor or if it's a family member. Please do that.
What she's talking about is it's not nothing new, privilege, Black privilege versus white privilege. I personally don't think that that's where how we can. I don't even think it's about white privilege. It's about white supremacy. Okay, because Black people only see themselves one type of way. So in order to combat white supremacy, or that image in the mind of most Black people of them being superior and us being inferior in every shape, form, and fashion, as far as, government, employment, school, education. In order to combat that, we have to combat that with Black supremacy. The problem with even just that phrase, Black supremacy, is that it makes people shiver like, ooh. And when white folks hear the word Black or the phrase Black supremacy, it makes them feel some type of way because they see that as, white supremacy. They feel like Black people would do the same things that they know their ancestors have done to Black people. So it's hard to grasp that. And it's even hard for Black people to grasp Black supremacy, meaning you look at your people as supreme. You prefer them first. What this sister is saying about, allowing the young little girl to come and sit in her seat in first class and are having some money to give to a Black person, Black privilege, that's been going on for a long time. It's just packaged and worded differently. It's actually in the Bible also, where it talks about gathering yourself together, O nation not desired, come together. Since 1969, the Israelites have been doing that, have been professing loving your people, which relates to unity. You've seen that. I think what was it in that when did Queen Latifah come out with UNITY? You know what I'm saying? Like Black people always talking about unity, coming together, being for one another. Well, Black people gonna need some real unity in Altadena and Pasadena. It's gonna need some real unity. Black people in Black Wall Street had real unity. They had Black privilege. They were dealing with Black people. A lot of times, the Black people were doing better. Well, not a lot of times, Black people were doing better in a time when they were segregated because they were forced to privilege one another. You see, Black privilege has been going on for a long time until about the 60s, and integration came and took away the mindset of Black privilege and replaced it with individual privilege, where people are more about self rather than their community, more about what they got going on rather than how what everybody is doing affects all of us. You know what I'm saying? Like we've lost that idea that what happens to you, if it happened to you, I need to be worried about it because that means it could happen to me. You get what I'm saying? We've lost that somewhere. So, although what this sister is saying is a positive message, and I'm not taking nothing from what she's saying. What I'm saying is that people have already been on that. She made a word, a compound word, and rephrased it a different way. Really, is just being unified. There's no such thing as it's just being unified and having self as a group of people having self respect and self-pride as Black people, and not feeling bad if you prefer and you love your people first and foremost before you love anybody else. It's a hard concept for Black people to understand because we historically have been the people who have even loved our oppressors. We've loved their slave master. We love everybody. We're very forgiving people. So it's hard for us to get the concept in our head that, this is how we should be, because we've been programmed to only be one way, to accept everybody, to love everybody, and to want to be accepted of everybody. You get what I'm saying? Am I making some sense? I know I'm making some sense. We want to be accepted of everybody. You know what I mean? And we don't see it like how everybody else see it. Case in point, you ever notice how people get offended if you just say, "Oh, if a Black man says, I love Black women," people get offended and say, "Well, what about white women? What about you should love all women?" See, people feel some type of way when we stand on that because they haven't never seen us stand like that. To the point where it's supposed to be natural, but when Black people do it, it's almost like it's racism to other groups. Like, why are you excluding us out of Black stuff? Like, we're so used to us being able to be a part of everything y'all got going on. But now you're saying you just like Black women? What about white women? What about age? You'll see this because they see us as people who are supposed to love everybody, no matter what. And so that's why we don't have, we everything we do, everything we produce, we lose our originality. People just take this style, this trend, this, that, this invention, all like they take it from us. And then now it's a corporation. Now everybody has it. Now it's a big deal when you have non-Black people doing Black dances. It's a bigger deal than when Black people do it now. It's all of a sudden, it's like, whoa. Even though they ain't got no rhythm or nothing, it's like, oh, that's dope. Wow. And so we lose ourselves because we're so giving, we're so open, and we have this. I think out of all black people, I'm sorry, out of all people in America, black people are the ones that really have that American mindset stuck in their brain. It's like, we are a melting pot. We're supposed to love everyone. When everybody don't love you, everybody don't privilege you. Think of how crazy it would seem to see me. You walk up into an Asian spot and you see me working in there. It will never happen. You will never see me. Think about that. Like, Asians hire their people. Arabs hire their people. They'd be right in your community, but guess what? They privilege their people. That's what she said, privilege. They privilege their people to get that job before you, even though they're making the money out of your community. So going back to privileging each other, really all it is that they love their people first. So me, Thawahgabar, and the ISUPK, officer of 5,000, I love my people first. And I can deal with other people's. I could, do business with another race. I could laugh at another race's jokes. But as far as my constituency, my group, my people, it's black people first. And I'm gonna prefer them first. You know what I'm saying? And something is wrong with people where something is wrong with us and other people where they think that we shouldn't do that. All of a sudden, now I would be called a racist. Out of all things, I would be called a racist for saying I love black people first. But we have to say that because we've been programmed from slavery to love everybody. So we have to reinstill that inside of ourselves. We have to reinstill love for our people. Well, you know what we do instill for our people as black people? We instill the stereotypes that other people have made about our people. So you'll hear black people talk about what we do to one another. You hear them talk about how a black men abandon their families. You hear them talk about black women are all hoes. These things come from outside forces, but all the negative stuff we'll hold on to, but the positive stuff, it comes in one ear and out the other. But I don't know. Let me know what y'all think about it, man. Let me know. Give me your thoughts and your opinions on that whole situation. I think it is good what she said. I think I don't want people to think that I'm talking down to about what she said. She's saying something that has always been there. It's called preferring your people. It's called loving your people. It's just the fact that we have to find our way back because we've been so destroyed and we have been programmed for a long time to do the opposite. So with that, y'all, I'm about to wrap it up. I appreciate all of y'all that was in here interacting. I'm gonna give y'all some shout outs. I've had a solid about 20 people in here. But to the people that were actually in the chat, I definitely appreciate you. Okay. Sister Baratha Nawa, that Bulls fan 25, that Gamer Honesty 06. You know who ain't in here? And I want to give a special shout out. Black Rain 303 wasn't in here, but Black Rain 303 reached out to me about 2 days ago and just said that he wanted to just extend his well wishes and hoping that my family is safe from the fire and everything that he's seeing going on in California. So everything is good over here, Black Rain. And I just want to say thank you for reaching out. And Black Rain has become my brother through Black Authentic Truth. You know what I'm saying? And now look, brother is hitting me up, seeing if I'm all right. That's black privilege. All right. Karl Mazbaf, Black Dazzle, always up in here. Princess Nakaf, always in here. Young Man Cav, my main man, always up in here. This is somebody else. There's a few more people. Let me get Kerry Wright. Thank you for being in here and giving your input. Appreciate it. Rich John, thank you for your input too, brother. I appreciate that. And I know it's one more person in here. There's another brother in here. Let me scroll back. I might be, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I thought it was. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, no. Ricky Bullock. Shout out to you too, brother. See, I know I was right. Yeah, man. So I'm gonna wrap it up with that. Appreciate y'all, brothers and sisters, for rocking with me. I'll be back same time. Well, I can't say that. Y'all know I can't say that. I'll be going all different. I'll be going on Sunday, but it'd be different times. But yeah, with that, man, I'm about to get up out of here. Y'all be safe. Y'all stay out the way. Y'all have a good Sunday evening. 5 o'clock here. I'm sure it's like 8 o'clock wherever brothers is on the East Coast. 7 o'clock in the Midwest. Shout out to y'all. All right. Peace, y'all.